For decades, young people have been told that this leads to success and this doesn't. I'm not having that.
Andy Burnham got straight onto social media today after an early visit to meet with apprentices in the East Midlands. The Prime Minister says he is a man on a mission.
I am committing today to get the number of young people not in education, employment or training down. Obviously the trend is rising at the moment. So the first thing I've got to do is to stop that rise. That's the one. Oh, there you go.
The Prime Minister thinks the education system isn't built for what many young people need. Schools in England will now be told to combine academic subjects with technical education for pupils when they reach 14. That will be linked to jobs available in their local area. In Manchester, home of number 10 North, Caitlin and Isa have struggled searching for meaningful jobs that meet their goals.
A lot of people are turning to benefits because it's hard to get into work.
So the next steps are going to be interview.
Career support from this charity is helping now, but do they think more technical routes at school could have made a difference then?
100% I'd take a vocational, especially in school. You get to use your hands instead of using pen and paper all the time.
At that age, a lot of people don't know what to do, and I feel like a lot of young people are pressured into taking the academic route.
For decades, politicians told young people that desk jobs were the future.
But hold on, this talk of technical skills sounds somewhat familiar.
We've always failed to give status to the practical as compared to the academic.
Vocational skills are also vital.
Practical education.
The technical alternatives.
To end this bogus distinction.
Put technical education on an equal footing.
New technical excellence colleges.
Successive governments have come out with lots of different schemes. I don't think this is something that the people disagree with. But the real problem is that young people are out of work because they cannot get jobs and because it pays more to be on welfare than in work.
Some teachers fear the plans, which don't yet have funding details, will only narrow opportunities.
Let's be completely frank. The children at the elite private schools and even the top state schools, they aren't going to be on technical pathways. The kind of flip side is that in highly pressurised school environments, and when I say pressurised, I mean pressurised around league tables, like enrolment numbers, what we will see is children ferried onto technical qualifications, and it will disproportionately affect those that are already disadvantaged.
Back in Manchester, the owner of this pizza place created an online platform to encourage businesses to offer Saturday jobs to young people after advertising one and receiving 2,000 applications.
I think there needs to be a bit of an incentive. I think if you can make a shift like this in the early years, when somebody's a teenager, 14 to 18, break that cycle, even if you had a discount, even if there was some kind of like rebate you could get or a discount on your council tax bill or your VAT bill, be nice.
Talk of delivering for the young is a good look for a Prime Minister with a strong social media presence. But talk of welfare cuts to come was kept firmly on the back burner as these latest announcements were fired out.
Well, earlier I spoke to England's Schools Minister Georgia Gould. I asked her how she thinks the plan will reduce the number of those not in education, employment or training.
We want to ensure that young people have really strong pathways through school, through college, to a job, and that that those are really joined up with work experience with employers to make it much easier for young people to see a route through to positive futures.
I mean, I've counted them. There have been 9 initiatives along the lines of yours to get young people off benefits and into work or into apprenticeships. 9 since 1985. What makes you think that yours will be any different?
What makes this different is firstly that this is one part of a much wider strategy. So incentives for businesses, we're also announcing today free training for apprentices under 25, a whole range of different interventions that are coming together. But I also think that the partnership with mayors, strategic authorities is critical because actually where things happen, where you have those relationships with employers, with schools, where you can link things through to a local industrial strategy, to the opportunities that are on the doorstep, I think that's when this really comes alive.
But have you seen huge excitement from young people on benefits, right? Because this is the question. Why should someone who is actually able to eke out a reasonable lifestyle on benefits work if they're going to be paid less?
I think,
where's the stick in all this? We know where the carrots are. Where's the stick?
There are so many young people out there who are trying hard but just haven't had the right support and opportunities. And I really believe in our young people, and I think that there's a lot this support is really critically important. It's not the end of the reforms we need to make, and the Milburn Review is looking at the wide range of issues. But I really wouldn't underestimate the difference that this kind of opportunity for young people will make. Another important announcement today is the £4,500
Yes, I was about to come to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the £4,500 that you will pay families on benefits that they will get, if one of their kids goes on to an apprenticeship, because they would have lost benefits in the past.
Yeah.
So you're effectively bribing them, to send, one of their children into employment.
No, we're removing the barrier to going into employment. This is a specific group of young people, often disabled, disadvantaged young people in single-parent families. And we've heard from charities that young people, in these circumstances, are really worried about stepping into employment because of what it does to their family income. And sometimes that can mean their family can't put food on the table. So this is removing that barrier and making it much easier for that young person to confidently get an apprenticeship that sets them up for life.
Sure, but it's yet another benefit,
family.
isn't it? It's yet another benefit. It's yet more money out of the state coffers.
It's for a limited group of young people that gets them into apprenticeships. So that young people then become somebody who can contribute, somebody who can grow their career, somebody who gives back to the country.
Finally, and very briefly, have you costed how much that would cost? In general, the $4,500 per family?
Yeah, so we have costed it. We think it will cost around 30 million, and it's
30 million. Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
And that is going to be funded as part of the skills budget from the Department for Work and Pensions. So it's a fully funded announcement.
Georgia Gould, thank you very much.